locally on the digital front line as I do. Welcome. We are almost done. And my topic is creating community through speaking in the English classroom. Well, a little bit about myself. 10 years into the teaching, well, I found myself not knowing much about TESOL proper, solutions from time to time, having more doubts than answers, sometimes exhausted and drained. That's why I signed up for the program that year. I was psychologically prepared for personal growth and study, which was true, not for fun, which was not true. So we certainly had a lot of hands-on experience. I think that was one of the things that made the study trip worthwhile and memorable. When we were told that we would launch an action plan, sort of, I decided without hesitation I want to do speaking. I know speaking is pretty hard, pretty difficult in our teaching environment. My students, you may think they are achievers, they succeed in this area. But to tell you the truth, when it comes to speaking, not too many of them really excel. So I don't think in speaking, I want to find out whether I can create an environment where the students feel happy to speak and use English. Okay. Theoretical foundation and inspiration source. Cooperative learning. I think this concept might not be new to us, but for me, I was inspired because it never occurred to me that we can create a kind of cooperative learning experience for students. Well, especially when one instructor shares the ideas about interdependence, goal interdependence, reward interdependence, and role interdependence. And also, students have to be held accountable for their learning experience. So they have individual accountability and group accountability. And also, think, pair, share. A lot of things. So, wow, kind of revolutionized in my thinking. Well, we can do something to create a cooperative learning experience. Okay, and also active learning. Students have to be active. We know that we try our level best to make them active, but somehow we really don't know how to make this continue to happen. And also creating community in the classroom. I think this might be one of the greatest things that I took back from Canada. In the past, I didn't know much about community building in the English classroom. But this time, we have a lot of exposure to this concept. What many teachers share this concept and by saying you have to make your classroom safe, and your students won't feel intimidated. Wow! So this is almost like a chant to me. Wow! Is my English classroom safe for them? Do they feel happy? Do they feel afraid? So creating community in the classroom, community building becomes our the shared goal for this group, for our group. In this action plan project. Fundamentals of teaching and learning, one of the courses that we took, and self-assessment. I think, my members, share a lot. So I'll go directly to how I implemented this action plan. So name card making, I think you know the purpose. For self-introduction, this can be an unconventional and more fun way for people to introduce themselves, especially when they do not know each other very well, and creating communities in the classroom, enhancing communicative skills, and also cultivating critical thinking by students defining themselves. In this new teaching guidelines, we know critical thinking has become one prominent component. So as an English teacher, we sometimes have to think how to incorporate critical thinking skills into our teaching activities. Okay, so I think the procedure, making name cards, by drawing symbols that represent themselves. My demonstration of, we had a name card, I think Dana will share more. So that's what we had, at that time, and that's how we expected students to learn from this activity. Okay, some photos. Oh, I prepared the markers. Okay. And sharing, name card making is the first step, and sharing is, what counts most. Students form a group of two. Before each student shares her name card to neighbors, video clips and example sentences are given. So let me show you.
And this is my namesake right here. And the sun here stands for cheerfulness. Everyone says that I'm cheerful, so there's my sun. And I love to listen to music. I play piano. And I like to play with my friends a lot, so I go to parties a lot too. And and then the rest are all stars and hearts. And I'm a grandmother, so it's nice to meet you.
Blah, blah, blah. The heart stands for, if the students drew a heart, and say, you can say the heart stands for, I drew a dog because, blah, blah, blah. That's all about myself, thank you. So I gave example sentences before they went into sharing session. Okay. Photos. Sharing two. Variation. Students form new groups of two. Now they have a new partner. Student A introduces her name and shares two symbols. Well, remember, they may have drawn more than two symbols, maybe 4, 5, 6, but they were told to pick the two best symbols. Okay. And student B asks questions concerning the drawing of symbols on A's card, and then switch roles. So you can have extension with this name card. Well, actually, all the activities are fixed, but we teachers are flexible. These activities can be applied to whatever things you need to be done. So that's good for us to learn this. It's very powerful. You can see the overwhelming effect on students. Okay. And second activity to create community in the classroom is people search. I think Erin, share a lot. So I'll skip and go directly to the last item. In this people search activity, I wanted them to learn to be an observer. What's that? Well, in SFU, we had a course, and I don't quite remember, but the instructor, I think it was done, shared a concept of 3 hats. That means in an activity, you are a participant, and you can also be an observer, and ultimately, you can be an analyzer. So I took this. This really impressed me because after often when the students undergo an activity, they say, it is fun, good, I like English, and that's all. That ends there. So I was trying to find out whether students can progress from being a participant to being an observer. So see what I did. Okay. The procedure, the same. Okay. Some photos. What I want, how I, implement the concept of being an observer is asking metacognitive questions. Let me show you. Okay. So after they had a happy time with people search, I, told them to sit back, go back to the seat, and, ask them questions. People search. Is this activity interesting? Why or why not? Okay, I want them to share something. What have I learned from this activity? Okay, questions like this. So they came up with this. I asked at least 16 English questions, which was true. I heard a lot of English questions. I talked to my classmates that I'm not familiar with. So by asking them cognitive questions, they were compelled to think what they learned from this activity. So if I were prolonged as me, how could I make this activity more fun? Wow, you wouldn't believe that. A lot of people. Okay. So a lot of people volunteered. They couldn't wait to give the answers, which surprised me. Okay. So another activity for you is about first month searching. My purpose, of course, to create a community. My education, now currently I'm teaching long-term book one. Okay, so at that time, also at the very beginning of the new semester, new school year, I think this activity was really served the purpose. So put the first month cards on the tables, one table, one card. Students locate their first month card, and the students born in the same month sit down, talk about the common traits, and write down on a poster, okay, and share. So this is what we, me and the student teacher, make all these first month cards, and see. Okay, poster. So September babies, they say they are beautiful, sexy, cute, slim, and shy, peaceful, and unsaid. That's poster. So one thing that impressed us was that the instructors use a lot of chart papers. In Taiwan, not too, that is not a common practice. But we have found that by getting students to work together and write the answers on a big piece of paper, whatever paper you are using, it really helps them to learn. Okay. Share. And then they have all the first month posters attached on the blackboard, which was quite awesome. First month search, one surprising effect. One class used the first month theme in their classroom decoration. At that time, as I said earlier, they were in the beginning of the new school year, so that became their inspiration, which was good to see. Art match, okay, you have heard a lot. I will not go into detail. Creating community, cultivating critical thinking, okay, which was very clear to you. This is a versatile activity. You can use this to get some warm-up before the lesson, and you can have some sentence pattern review or drills, vocabulary review, and content review. So I use this to review vocabulary, lesson 5. Okay, just give the procedures. Okay. Extension. Well, I brought the heart here. It was time consuming, I can tell you. My daughter helped me around 2 or 3 hours, but they, found the match in just 2 minutes. Well, so that was one of the challenges facing us. We spent a lot of time doing this, doing that, and students, the snapshot. That's why we will have doubts. We hesitate whether we want to spend some time, an activity which will last very short period of time. Okay, that's a question for us. I will show you my extension. Yeah, you can have your own zigzag patterns. You can make it difficult or make it easy. It all depends on you. And you can have a question slip attached at the back, so that you can have more activities, not just use once. They found the match and the game ended. Okay, so I use this to teach vocabulary. One question is, how can a building become a landmark of a city or country? So landmark is one of the vocabulary items. So when student A, opens the question, and then she will have to answer. I think a landmark, to become a landmark of city or country, it must be tall, it must be expensive, so on and so forth. Whatever they say is okay. I don't care their grammar. I don't care their sentence. I only want them to speak. And the other sentence, the other question for them: do you think Taipei 101 is the best landmark of Taiwan? Why or why not? Wow, this is a question that deals with the critical thinking skills. Whatever they say yes, they say no. Okay, fine. Okay, the purpose for this is get them to talk. See, they are happy. This is all about hard match. And another interesting activity, inner and outer circles, which then I will give you more details. The purpose, boosting communicative skills. Again, my goal for this action plan was mainly speaking. Well, I want to give them as much opportunities to speak English as possible. So this is, again, a very useful activity. For vocabulary review, sentence pattern, discussion warm-up. And this time, I use this for discussions. My lesson at that time, a wonderful tool on the menu. Okay. Group students into an inner circle and outer circle, so 2 circles. Teacher announces the topic for discussion, and student in the inner circle, A, speak to the counterpart B in the outer circle. And when A is talking, B should only listen and not make any comments. Okay. So after A talks for 1 minute, B talks while A listens. When they both share their opinions, they can talk at the same time. And then when time is up, they move 2 steps to the right or to the left, either clockwise or counterclockwise, as you wish. Okay. So inner circle, outer circle. When you see students moving, in classroom, it gives you a sense of I don't know how to say that, accomplishment. Usually we are so accustomed to stationary mode of learning, teaching and learning. But all these activities, at least, force them to leave their chairs, get up and stand and talk and move and run, probably laugh, whatever. Well, I think this adds spice to their learning. Well, maybe not too long. So 2 steps to the right. This number 1 student will meet another person, which gives them fresher and interesting experience. Okay, so my student. 4 corners is another interesting activity which you don't want to miss. Purpose, creating community again, and enhancing communicative skills, cultivating critical thinking. Okay, and also observer. Let me give you a very simple example. You can have 4 or 5 or 6 or 7, whatever number you want to have. You ask the question, which place or which building, which place best represents Taiwan? Okay, so you have 4 choices: Taipei 101, Sun Moon Lake, Tarago Gorge, Mount Jade. Okay, and you have people, you have students. That's a powerful impression on me. When I saw my co-teachers move to different directions, wow! I think each person was a leader. Each person knew why they stood for this concept or this idea. So this is really dynamic, very moving patterns, for English learning. Okay, again, you can use in many activities in teaching textbooks, and this time, leadership. So my application. Okay, the skip. Okay. When I was doing this, we were on a lesson called Saving Sight Worldwide. That is a lesson on Orbit, Flying Eye Hospital. So it's a topic on charity organizations. I came up with 9 organizations. Okay. Animal rights, women's rights, environmental protection, emergency relief, cancer research, feed the hungry, child labor, child abuse issue, disability, help the disabled. Okay, I posted 9 signs, okay, on the wall, and students, tour, and then they have to decide to which cause they mostly relate. Okay, so we saw again people moving. So for sharing, I think I have to skip. Okay, and also after this activity, I asked my students to answer what was the purpose of this activity. Again, I wanted them to think why I'm doing this to you. Don't just come and have activity and then go. You must tell me what you learned from this activity. So I have some sharing. Sorry for running out of time. Worksheet. Okay, the purpose, cultivating critical thinking and interpersonal intelligence. Remember multiple intelligence proposed by Gardner. That was powerful. That is a powerful framework for teaching and learning. And feedback form. I asked them, do the photos help you more understand the cause? And a lot of people say yes, because the image is powerful, because I can think more about the topic. Okay, and one person say no, because she said, I just see the surface and I didn't go into detail, which is good. Whatever they say yes or they say no. At least I got them to think. Anticipation guide. The purpose to find out whether students' learning attitude and expectation change after a teaching session. So basically, this is a self-assessment portion. Okay, look at this. So after all action plans that I did for the last semester, my reflection and suggestions for us, teachers can create a safe learning environment through community building. As I said, this has become a trend and also a thing that I must always remember. When I go into the classroom, when I greet students, do I or am I giving them a safe learning environment? Do they feel safe? Do they feel safe each time? So, well, after all this, I think that this has become things that I benefit most. At least I become a person like think about other safety. And also, activities are instrumental in an ESL classroom. For all, with all these ideas, strategies, models, framework, if they are not conducted in the forms of activities, the ideas are hard to reach out to students. So activities are important. Okay. And critical and metacognitive thinking can be incorporated into each teaching activity. Well, as I said, the activity is fixed, but the teachers are flexible. And when we give some thought into teaching activity, well, whatever part we will be teaching, we found it is not difficult. You just ask them question: What am I doing? What are you doing? What do you learn? What have you learned? You can make students' learning experience more personal and more cognitive, metacognitive for themselves. Okay, that's all about my action plan. Thanks for listening, and have a good day.